Hello there everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to be talking about my top least favorite Black Series figures. And I'm going to show you the 5, and I'm going to talk a bit about why I ain't too fond of them. So we'll get right into it, and I'll pick up my first choice. So number 1 then. We have this guy. Is this IG-11? I think, yeah, Mandalorian. Yeah, what is the point in this rusted, weird-looking figure? It kind of just looks pointless, really. You know, I own him because in my mind, I thought maybe I could have a diorama where there was a rusted IG unit just laying about, you know. But other than sort of like set decoration, what's the point in the figure, you know? This is obviously the credit collection IG. But yeah, just not a huge fan of this, you know. I suppose I bought this one because the proper IG figures were quite expensive at the time, and I've never really found one at a reasonable price. And I just think the character's a little bit rubbish too, you know. It's kind of like skeletal Terminator type figure. It just doesn't excite me much, you know. So I kind of wanted one for the collection, you know. Addiction, can't help yourself, gotta have one. But it ain't a good figure. It's not nice. It's just kind of ugly. The details so again, you know. If you want a kind of clapped out, rusted looking droid, you're in luck. The accessories were very bland as well. There was no you know, attempt at paint work. Yeah, not too bad, but not great. So he makes the number 1 spot in this list. So we'll move on to the next figure. Number 2 is old Darth Maul, would you believe? Whoa. So, yeah, I just don't think this is a very good figure, really. It's kind of old-fashioned. And dated looking, you know. The sculpt isn't great. He's kind of shiny. It's just not good. I just feel like there should be an update on the Phantom Menace Darth Maul. You know, we've obviously had subsequent Maul figures and other Dathomirian warriors, but yeah, just not a huge fan. The quality on this one's not so good. And what really annoys me about this figure is the one accessory. Well, there are a couple of accessories, aren't there? There's the hood and the binoculars. They're okay, but it's the lightsaber. It's got pretty good detail on the hilt, and the buttons are quite nice. But the problem with it is that it just doesn't stay intact. So when you want to place it into Maul's hand, it kind of warps in the middle because this join is so pathetic. So, you know, I understand you might want to do like a broken effect lightsaber, or have him wield one like Phantom Menace, duel in the desert with Qui-Gon, but, you know, I think we want the proper Duel of the Fates Maul. We want this lightsaber to hold out and connect properly. They should have really put 2 types of lightsaber, the 2 pieces and then a solid one. So yeah, not great. That accessory really upsets me. And the figure itself is just, it's kind of dated. I know he's one of the original releases for the Black Series. It goes way back. I mean, I'm not even 100% sure if this figure's even legit. I think I found this one years ago, and you almost got the sense that it was imitation of a Black Series figure. So I can't even remember. But it's what we've got so far. It's the best we can do. with Maul in this appearance. So there we go. Yeah, number 2 spot. Not a great figure. Number 3 is this thing. Black Chrysanthemum, not Boba Fett accurate. This is comics accurate, I suppose. Kind of weird because this figure released around about the time that Boba was on the telly. You know, and you probably thought, wow, Chrysanthemum's quite a cool figure, quite a cool character. I want his figure. I want his Black Series. But this is what we got. So, you know, a real shoddy attempt at armor. I mean, it just looks like something out of a Kinder Egg, that armor. It's just shit. It really is. Why does he have a bowcaster when he's depicted having a rifle? You know, I suppose it's comics accurate, that weapon, but even still. And then the sculpt is just this solid mass of plastic. It doesn't really have much detail. I mean, the face isn't terrible. You've got that kind of gash over the eye there, inflicted by Obi-Wan. You've got that roaring mouth and the little pitted eyes. And a little bit of detail there on the dreadlock hair. But, you know, it's just not great. It's not great. You know, I mean, why didn't they just give this some detail, some airbrushing, some little touch of colour, just to give it that weathered look? And even on his feet, you know, it would have been nice to have some sort of mud and sand and dust on his feet, kind of rough him up a bit, you know, make him look a bit more weathered and alive. Yeah, just a weird release, this one. The Halloween Wookiee's weird as well. I've got that. Don't ask me why. I just found it cheap and thought, why not? But this one makes the list, okay? Number 3. And number 4. Here we have Greedo. I don't get it, really. Why is he just solid green? Like every element of this figure is green. It's kind of like you've forgotten to put some of the clothing accessories on this figure. The waistcoat, you know, again, the blaster's lacking in detail. You know, the face sculpt is nice. I mean, it's a cool looking Rhodian, but it just doesn't look like Greedo. It's rubbish. The belt has got a little bit of detail. That's not bad. But it's just all blue and green. It's really kind of weird looking. It just stinks of being a toy, you know, rather than a collectible piece with kind of like detail and quality. Yeah, thankfully I found the proper Greedo for my Mos Eisley Cantina diorama, and he's in there sitting nice, sipping a spotchka. But no, this is just rubbish. I just hate the colours on this. It's like half done, you know. Why didn't they go the full hog and give this guy some better paint application? I was desperate to get a proper Greedo. This is fine if you just want a Rhodian in the background, maybe for your toy photography or your diorama building. But as a supposed Greedo character, this is not good. Right. So, in my opinion then, the worst figure in my collection goes to poor old Jyn Erso. Sorry, love, but I think it's classic. It's well known that this figure is not good. The face, well, let's start with the face. It's a Barbie doll face. Rubbish likeness. It's that kind of waxy face. It's not got any clarity or consistency with the actress. It just is pathetic. Really bad. I mean, the articulation's quite good. She's lots of movement and she's quite poseable. But on the same hand, she's a little bit kind of flimsy and, you know, blows over a bit, you know. So I do like this hood. It's not too bad. It might have been better as a soft goods rather than a solid piece of plastic. You know, the outfit kind of isn't too bad. It's that rebel military kind of look with the body warmer here and the gun accessory as well. It's not too bad, but it's just overall not a good figure. You know, it's just not strong. Thankfully, Black Series has upgraded itself so much in the recent years, especially on the faces. You know, faces are really coming together. So yeah, it's okay, but it could be better. A lot better. Of course, we had the Rogue One re-releases recently. That's quite nice, actually. That touch of metallic paint application on the pistol there, that's quite nice. And so is the little detail on the body warmer. That's not too bad. You know, so there is something going for her, but just overall not a great figure. So yeah, that's my top 5. So what I thought I would do now is just do an honourable mention for my worst figure in the collection. And this pains me to say it because it's actually my favourite Star Wars character. But his figure representation is just pretty poor, especially in this era. So yeah, here we have Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan. And, you know, Revenge of the Sith is my second favourite film in the Star Wars saga. And Obi-Wan is my favourite character. But this figure is just really poor. I mean, start with something positive. The stance right now is quite good. The pose, I like that kind of ready for battle look. But where this figure is let down is in the articulation and the face. The face is just, Jesus Christ, you know? There is no way you can say that's Ewan McGregor. I know they've re-released this recently in the last sort of 12 months with an updated face using the technology. I haven't bothered to pick one up. I'm not happy with this, but I'm just not bothered either to replace it. I think I've got probably 5 Obi-Wans at this point from different shows and films. The lightsaber's good, you know, the hilt. I think I might have even done a swap from somebody else's Obi-Wan. I think it might have been old Ben's Obi-Wan I've taken that lightsaber from. But yeah, it's a shame. And I think this cloak has come from Qui-Gon. I think it's really just to hide this face. Cover your mug. You know, I mean, I love the scene with General Grievous, the hello there. I think, you know, if you can cheer this figure up with any additions, you know, go for it. I don't have the know-how or access to paint or, you know, kind of sprays to cheer this figure up a bit. I'll probably, you know, it would go wrong and I would destroy the figure. So I just leave it as is, but an upgrade's always possible in the future. But yeah, this is a shame. Obi-Wan, I love you, but your figure here is not good. But I've done the best I can. I think the cloak does help this figure kind of blend in on the shelf, not too ugly. But it really is that face. So we'll keep the hood up and we'll put Obi-Wan back to his spot. So there we are, honourable mention. So there we are, guys. Thanks for watching, and please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye.